To further discuss this development, I have joining me on the news now, public affairs analyst Ambrose Igboke. Thank you so much for joining me, Ambrose.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure. Now, Ambrose, it has become really worrying, the incessant attacks that have been happening in the country, different parts of the country, from the north to the south, everywhere, basically. What exactly is your take on this?
Well, there's an escalation of what we have been having. This thing started like a joke. Started very small in Borno when the Boko Haram started in 2009. In a space of 13 years, it has escalated to a situation where we are now afraid of um, whether we are still having our territory as a country or not. And that is very, very scary. The terrorists have become emboldened. They have become so much gusto have risen, and they are even making demands of the government. Now, there is something that have been on that we have not been able to unravel. They were saying that the government should keep the part of their bargain. What bargain do they have with the government? Or is it just a propaganda? So there are so many things that are clouded in mystery. And I keep maintaining that the Nigerian military has the capacity to rout these people out. Why is it not happening? These are the questions that Nigerians have been asking. And the primary responsibility of any government is to secure the lives and provide security for its citizens. And the Constitution stated that the primary responsibility of any government is welfare and security of its citizens. And if that is not coming, then there's a big problem. Now, let's go to the senators. The senators who just suddenly woke up and started saying that insecurity is a big issue and therefore the president should be impeached. I will join Alhaji Lai Mohammed to say that it's a laughable matter by the Senate by these senators. Because this ninth Senate is going down history as one of the most inept Senates.
Ambrose, are you there? Ambrose, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So it's since we're having network issues. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, it's one of the inept Senate in Nigeria's history. It has no mind of its own. It looks like an appendage of the executive. They don't seem to have that wherewithal to ensure separation of powers and balance of powers as enshrined in the Constitution. We have heard the Senate President a lot of times say that if anything the President tells them to do, that they will do. So that does not suggest independence of the Nigerian Senate. So for them to come out suddenly after primaries of election, especially APC senators that joined them, we need to investigate whether these APC senators that joined the opposition to say this, whether they lost their election or they didn't. Because if the people that lost the election in the primaries, then it's just a mere vendetta for personal survival. It's not for the purpose of Nigerians. And for the opposition, this is just a whimpering. So I don't know why they just suddenly woke up and they started this drama, because as far as I'm concerned, it is mere drama. The issues of security, have been there for a very long time, and they have refused to tackle it. They have been playing ostrich with it, and now it's getting closer. And then because of political expediency, you make a press conference, and then you adjourn the Senate for almost 2 months. It doesn't add up.
Okay, and Ambrose, I was going to ask you what you think triggered their, what they said, but let's not base our conclusions on their speculations. Now, I'm going to ask you about capacity. Now, we see that the senators who walked out, out after the whole trouble happened, are the minority. So how do you think this is going to affect the ultimatum given to the president, or do you even think it's going to affect it at all?
I think that ultimatum is anchored in futility. Nothing is going to happen. I think this is just another distraction that Nigerians are having. Instead of tackling the main issues of security, the opposition is giving us, drama. The opposition themselves are not unified. They are not united. The opposition is in tatters. They have not been able to get their acts together. After the primaries, a lot of politicians in the opposition are not happy. The same thing with the ruling party. So for me, this is just personal vendetta against their political parties. These are just grandstanding to make Nigerians think that they love Nigeria. These are just mere political, hubris, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
It is not
but then
intended
again,
to.
Ambrose, now it's saying that this is a personal vendetta and also Lai Mohammed calling it laughable. Does it really take out the truth from it though? Because, I mean, what they're saying is, we can attest the veracity of what they're saying.
Yeah.
So does that take out the fact that, even whether or not it's a personal vendetta, does it take out the fact that they're actually being truthful?
No, the situation does not take out anything. The reality of the situation is so grim. We don't even know whether we can survive the next minute for the president to be attacked, for Nigerian Defense Academy to be attacked, for airports to be attacked. We know where anybody that knows the sense of political history of nations know that we are gradually, gravitating towards the precipice. So it is understood, and the fears of every Nigerian have been there. But what we are saying is that this Senate has failed us. Because if the Senate has, been alive to its responsibility, perhaps we won't get to this point. If the Senate was alive to its responsibility like the other Senate, it would be. But this ninth Senate has been slipping all through and allowing this country to slide into anarchy because there was basically no difference between the Senate and the executive. They were just rolling up together. They were not holding the executive accountable. They were not doing anything. So coming out now to say this thing, that is why we're saying they are just, again, at the same time, making noise. They're just opportunity. They're not united. The Senate is not united in any way. So it's not supposed to be an issue of party affiliation. It's on the national security of Nigeria supposed to be the foremost agenda in whatever they are saying, irrespective of party affiliation. But we can see that these people are not, even the leadership of the Senate is not even in tune with what is happening. And so it's just playing to the gallery and does anything the executive says it should do. Therefore, this ultimatum in itself will not go anywhere.
Very well said. Thank you very much. Public affairs analyst Ambrose Bukwe, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.